Hey guys, I'm glad to start my new YouTube channel. I won't keep you too long, but I'd like to talk about what I'm here for. So this channel's videos are mainly going to contain deep dives into certain topics. Now these topics can range from internet hoaxes, trends, and just general things like ranking lists for games or just long rants. Now let's move on to the main topic of today's videos, creepypastas. Now I think we all have come across a creepypasta at some point in the internet. But for those who don't have a clue what I'm talking about, let me fill you in. A creepypasta is a term for horror-related legends or images that are copied and pasted around the internet, originating from the words copy and paste. These user-generated stories are intended to frighten readers and include a wide variety of themes, such as ghosts, urban legends, and paranormal encounters. The term has become a general label for various online horror content. Now, just before we dive into our creepypasta stories, I should probably give you a warning that if you are sensitive to horror themes or a young child, I warn you that this video's topic is going to have topics like kidnapping, horror stories, and paranormal activities. Anyways, let's get into our topic. So I think we should talk about probably the most popular creepypasta that most likely we've all heard about. The one, the only, Slender Man. Now he probably doesn't need an explanation, because let's be real, we all know who he is. But I will give you his story. Slenderman is a fictional character created online in 2009 by Eric Knudsen, Victor Surge, for a Photoshop contest. He is depicted as a tall, thin, faceless man in a suit who stalks and abducts people, especially children. The myth gained viral fame through user-generated content on forums and websites like Creepypasta, inspiring games, web series, and films. Now, a good example of one of the two popular games that came out of the Slenderman urban legend is Slender the 8 Pages and the Slendrina series. Both of these games have roughly the same format. Collect 8 items, avoid the spooky monsters, and win. Well, that's the simplified version. Slenderman has also inspired a fair amount of movies like the Slender Man movie and the documentary Beware of the Slenderman. A lot of people started to share their own Slenderman stories and sightings, which for sure played a part in the legend's success. But sadly, there was also a stabbing case of 2 young schoolgirls killing their friend because Slender Man told them to, which was obviously very tragic, and the girls were very mentally unwell. I won't go into it in this video, but if you want to look into it, then you do you, but I advise you to not, cause it's a very sad case. But apart from all that stuff, there really isn't too much else to Slenderman, at least out of the stuff I found, but correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Anyways, let's move on to our next creepypasta. So again, another very popular one. Jeff the Killer. The Jeff the Killer story is a creepypasta about a teenager named Jeffrey Woods who is bullied, retaliates, and is later set on fire. This event leads him to become a disfigured and insane serial killer. He later carves a permanent smile into his face and cuts off his eyelids before murdering his family, becoming a legendary horror icon. Now, like the case of 99% of creepypastas, this story is complete bullshit. Sorry to be a hater, but I remember people back in the day of the story's popularity were treating it like it was generally real, and it always annoyed me. So not a big fan of this one, but it was for sure a classic. That's all I really have to say about that one. Now we'll talk about one more, then I'll leave the video there, because this is my first YouTube video, so I don't want to leave it too long. Now for our last one, the Russian sleep experiment. The Russian sleep experiment is a fictional horror story, not a real event. The tale describes a 1947 Soviet experiment where political prisoners were kept awake for 15 days using a stimulant gas, resulting in them becoming violent and zombie-like. The story concludes with the narrator as the sole survivor after all the subjects and other scientists die. A lot like Slenderman, the Russian sleep experiment inspired a few movies, The Sleep Experiment 2022 and The Soviet Sleep Experiment 2019. Throughout the years, there has been a lot of debate over the Russian sleep experiment, about it being real or not, and obviously it is very fake, so anyone saying otherwise is wrong. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up today's video. I hope my first video was enjoyable for you guys. Was the video too short or could it be shorter? Let me know in the comments. Feel free to give me topic ideas for future videos in the comments. The suggestions don't have to be horror related, it can be Roblox related. For example, I want to do a series where I play and rate your Roblox game suggestions. But anyways, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.